welcome back to Maya Movie Club. This is where I review movies, and my name is Maya. Welcome. Today, I'm going to talk about the Evil Dead trilogy. Okay, wow. I haven't seen any of these before. We're going in just knowing various little tidbits of knowledge, but nothing big. First of all, what a fucking trilogy. Also, is this a trilogy? Kind of feel like it's a movie and then a remake of the first one, then a prequel, which is like a cousin of a sequel of the second one. I will explain. This is the loosest use of the word trilogy I've ever encountered in my life. Okay, the first one, interesting. Didn't love. It was kind of boring. I think that Sam Raimi was trying to make a thesis, and that worked. It definitely set the tone for what he was trying to do, I think. If anything, though, this movie is worth a watch only for the practical effects. The practical effects are so fun, and I'm such a little hoe for practical effects, and when I start making my own movies, I'm going to try and do everything practical because it looks so good, and it really adds to the creativity and the artistry of the film, in my opinion. But the plot was just not really there yet. It was kind of repetitive. It's kind of like, also, no, they're not zombies. They're evil, dead demons. Okay? So don't come at me telling me this is a zombie movie, because it's not. Yeah, the plot is kind of just like, one person gets infected and then they attack another person and then that person gets infected and then Bruce Campbell is fighting and his character is not really a person yet. He's kind of just there. It's like fight, defeat, oh they come back, fight, defeat, oh he's back, fight, defeat, bleep, bleep, bleep. I didn't care about any of the characters because they weren't really characters, but the amount of movies we're influenced and inspired by is so legit and hot. Honestly, it's hot and sexy. But yeah, the first one, watch it for the practical effects. Also, oh my god, it's so disgusting. So if you're into that, worth it. If you don't like that, be very wary going into that. There's a lot of really funny moments, unintentionally funny. The first one, they were really just trying to go for full horror. It was a low budget indie feature. Apparently the shoot was absolutely brutal and awful and everyone hated it and it was super cold, and according to IMDb trivia, they had to burn furniture to keep warm, but I need to source that information. I'm not ChatGPT, okay? I loved how short it was. That's cute. It's very solid for a first feature. So solid. And where it is deeply lacking in plot, it really makes up for it in special effects.
8 of spades. 2 spades. Jack of diamonds. Jack of clubs.
So I would give this one 6 white eye contacts out of 10. Evil Dead 2. Wow, what a turn of events. Wowie, wow, wow. This movie took it to the next level in a really big way. And by the next level, I mean it's completely different. This movie felt like a remake of the first one. It's like the same plot, but better. Like they're at another cabin. Literally nothing gets explained in these movies, which is kind of hilarious. It's literally like, just suspend your disbelief and go with it, bitch. Not everything needs to be explained. It's not going to be, so you just need to let it go. I think that the second one was definitely my favorite. It's definitely a horror comedy and it's super absurd and Bruce Campbell really gets to shine. The special effects are still super fun. It's way more interesting. It's way more fun. There's a whole scene where Bruce Campbell literally fights with his own hand. That is incredible. There's so many just insane moments of this movie, and this is where Bruce Campbell really starts to do all of his one-liners. The thing about the second and third movies, it's literally Bruce Campbell, all of his lines are just a one-liner. It's groovy. Groovy. Yeah, the second one was so fun and insane. My brother and I were watching it and we were both like, what's happening right now? It just got so crazy and unexpected. And if you're coming from the first one, you expect it to be like that. Doldrum, straight great horror. And then all of a sudden they were like, no, we want to do whatever we want and make this insane horror comedy that's like hella gory and scary at times, but also hilarious and ridiculous. This man cuts off his own hand and then attaches a chainsaw to it. That is iconic. That's iconic. And Bruce Campbell gave the performance of a lifetime. He was so funny and so incredible. I became a Bruce Campbell fan after this because of how committed he was. He's like an amazing physical actor. Obviously, so much of the movie is physical because it's like physical gags and special effects and whatever, but he just did an amazing job. It was incredible. I give this one 8.5 chainsaw hands out of 10. The third one, Army of Darkness. This one kind of lost me. They really left the whole horror genre behind and completely committed to this Monty Python-esque fantasy comedy. It takes place in the Middle Ages and there's like no horror elements whatsoever. There are some demons, but they're mostly used as a gag, and there's like some skeleton armies, but again, it's like they didn't even try to make them scary. It's all fun and funky and everything is wild. This movie is just off the rocker insane, and I think that's where it kind of lost me, honestly, because I don't even know why it's part of the Evil Dead franchise, because it doesn't really have anything to do with it except for Bruce Campbell and there being some Evil Dead monsters in it, you know? So I go in expecting what the second one was, and the second one is actually kind of a perfect bridge between the first and the third. First is straight horror, the second is horror comedy, and the third one is full fantasy comedy. But, you know, when you're going into something that literally started as full horror and is ending as Monty Python, that's like a big left turn, and I just feel like you need to be prepared and like consenting to that experience. And I don't know that coming from the other ones, I was consenting to that experience because it was so out of left field. There's a part where there's like a million tiny Bruce Campbells who attack big Bruce Campbell. His name is Ash. Tiny ashes.
Ready, aim, fire! Take a leg!
Why? Nothing is ever explained. Ever. This movie took the one-liners to the next extreme.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go. See this? This is my boomstick!
There's so many iconic moments in the film. I just didn't really enjoy watching it very much. I can totally understand why it's a cult classic, though. It's like perfect equation for a cult classic. It's funny, it's ridiculous, super fun, over-the-top performances, very fun production design. I think it was great. I think they did a great job. It just like wasn't really the movie for me, but I have tons of friends who absolutely love it, and I'm really happy I saw it. I will say RIP, they wanted to name it Medieval Dead, which is, come on, that's so good. Medieval Dead? Medieval Dead. That's so much better than Army of Darkness. There's a part where Ash is in a pit and a medieval man throws him his chainsaw and he catches it and it goes kerchunk. That was lit as hell. Overall, in terms of my enjoyment of this film, I didn't really like it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't good, if that makes sense. It was really good for what it was. It just wasn't what I was expecting, which I wish I just had different expectations going into it. I just wasn't in the right headspace because I was expecting an Evil Dead movie, and it's just not an Evil Dead movie. It's just not. Except it is, because that's what they made, and I'm not the creator, so just leave me alone. I give that one a 7 small ashes out of 10. Overall, super, super fun trilogy. You get kind of everything. You get horror, you get comedy, you get fantasy, you get super fun special effects, and amazing performances. And it is fun to see Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell kind of build out this world and build out this character and expand upon it when they got more money and funding and popularity. And it's fun to watch it evolve in that way. Is this like a new fave trilogy? I don't know. I mean, I did love the second one, but the other two kind of brought it down a little bit for me. But I do really respect it, and I did enjoy going on the journey. Life lesson I learned: if you walk into a cabin in the woods and it's got terrible vibes, just leave. Just leave. I don't care how much you paid for that Airbnb weekend. Eat the money, just go. I'm sorry, just go. If you liked this, like and subscribe. Send this to your filmy friends. If you want to discuss this in the comments are always open. Stay tuned for next week. I don't know what it will be yet, but by the time this comes out, I hope I will. Thanks for watching. Bye!